Good morning, guys. It's me, Coach Rosa. It's an awesome day. My throat's a little scratchy. Sorry about that. Late night watching the Super Bowl, obviously, if you're tuning in live. A lot of you will catch us on the replay. And this is us afterwards. Awesome show. So anyway, I love watching greatness when I don't really root for any particular team oftentimes, but when I watch the Super Bowl, I'm thinking, wow, these are people that have reached the peak of their career. It's like not that's towards the end of it. It's just that this is a big momentous occasion. It's awesome, and only the very few reach it. It's like the Olympics. I love watching greatness and seeing people accomplish something like that. And it made me think about a lot that's going on, even with my business right now. I'm really pushing to do something that I haven't done before in a way that I never did it before. And it's scaring me a little bit, a lot, I would say. And fear can paralyze you. And I work with people who are making changes, positive changes in their lives, and fear is often paralyzing them. So I thought, what a great topic to talk about is how do we overcome our fear? And I'm just going to give you the simplest, most, hey, Dottie, good to see you. The best advice that one of my mentors, Clarence Thompson, I'll have to give him a shout out on this, gave me years ago. But before I give you that one piece of advice that he gave me that was so true and so real, is there an area of your life where you're feeling fear? Are you holding yourself back? Do you feel like, I want to do something. I know I want to do something. Good morning. Good morning, Dottie. It's good to see you. Hey, Dan. Haven't seen you in a while. Good morning. So what area in your life is fear holding you back? And it's as simple, it could be as simple as you want to lose some weight, but you're going to have to sacrifice something to lose weight. Good morning, Kathy. And maybe you're going to have people say to you, you're being selfish. And that could be enough of a fear to stop us in our tracks. I know when I was losing weight, people judge harshly, and they would say things like, put me down maybe, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I remember people saying things like, oh, I can't stand you, just because I might have been the size I am. Now they're joking, but sometimes they're not so much joking. And they're not thinking that that's insensitive to say when somebody wants to be liked. So one of my fears underlining is I don't like the rejection. I don't like when people criticize me. And I'll do a lot to avoid that. And I realize that at some point there are going to be people who just don't like me. And it's okay to push past that. And when you push past it, what happens is you actually feel a little jolt of energy, like, oh, I got through it. And actually, that person, has their own issues. It's not necessarily about me. It's the reflection of who they are in that moment. Our fears don't make sense, guys. They don't have to be logical. But they're there. And in many, many subtle ways, they're holding us back. And so what I want you to think about is, what little thing can you do? What tiny little thing can you do to experience a win? Because every time you get one small step, one step towards that fear, and you push it just a little bit, you're going to have a win, and those successes are going to build your confidence, and that's going to expand your comfort zone. And so my question is, are you identifying where that little fear is popping up? And don't take that as a sign not to move forward unless you're talking about some physical thing like danger. If it's an emotional thing and it's going to help you get to that next step, I want you to be courageous. I want you to say, I am strong, I am courageous. And it takes more than this to knock me down, to push me down. So what I want you to do is identify something, think about a goal you want, and then what little fear is holding you back, and start to push past it. Take one step towards it, and then take another step. Don't let fear be the reason you don't accomplish your goal. It's the beginning of the year. We set goals. I know my goals are always, they're like themes for the year. This is my year. I really want to break through, and I want to do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's time. And if you've been watching me on Facebook, you know I have a new grandson, Victor. Hey, Al, good to see you. And that little baby boy, really helped me realize when I see that face, there's a lot of reasons I want to take my business to another level. Is I want to be more involved in his life. I want to be able to help him do things that maybe would require some finances, some freedom, some time. There's a lot of things. So I'm going to have to feel some fear, right? We're all going to have to feel some fear. So here's what I want you to think about. And here's what my mentor told me. When I was going through a big change in my life, and this was, oh my goodness, it was probably 18 years ago. It was a long time ago. And it was a hard change. I was going through a lot going on. And I kept asking him questions. And he is my mentor in the Enneagram, which is a really interesting study. So we'll talk about that in another video. But he said to me, after all these questions I kept asking him, and he goes, Rosa, look into a baby's face and know that God can be trusted. The God that created a baby can be trusted. And that changed me. That sentence changed me. Because all the stuff I was being afraid of, all the uncertainty, I wanted a guarantee, I wanted it in a packaged present box where I could have it perfect. In that moment, I realized I'm going to have to trust, and I can trust. Because when you look into the face of a baby, that God that created babies can be trusted. That did it for me. That really helped me. Not that I became fearless. It's that all those questions I needed to have answered before I could take the step were irrelevant now. So that's what I want you to think about. Good morning, Annie. Thank you for watching. So I'm going to share with you one of my fears. I did share with you one of my fears about being criticized in public, which I hate. And that whole thing. I don't like being made fun of. I don't like being criticized. I don't like rejection. Those are things that I will tend to take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back when I know I'm going to encounter it. So I've created this really cool virtual weight loss program. I'm really, really excited about it. And it's mind over platter, so I'm jazzed. And I really don't like people making fun of me or saying, public humiliation, anything like that. So I've been a little hesitant to really go out there and say, I think this is a great program. So I'm going to just take a step towards my fear and tell you that I have created a really great program. It's on my website. I'm not saying it's for you. I want you to know that I'm very proud of it, and I did something that I think is going to impact people's lives in a very positive way. It's going to help them learn how to think in a healthier way, change and rewire their brain, and lose some weight while they're doing it. But it really is going to change them in positive ways. So I'm very, very excited about it. Some people may not appreciate that I've done that, and they may tease me for it because I don't have a PhD. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist, but I've learned a lot over the last 20 years, and I know what the heck I'm talking about. So, guys, that is really exciting that I just said it because now it's going to live on video. So I want you to do something. Do something to overcome one of your fears, okay? And step towards that out of your comfort zone. I'd love to have you drop me a comment. Maybe one step you'll take, or reach out to me, private message me if you want on one step you'll take. And if you know someone who should, learn more from this, share the video, please, with them. Thank you, Dottie. And girl, you're one of the ones I've worked with. Dottie's one of my massage therapists, and I always say my issues are in my tissues, so she's heard a lot of these things. So definitely, and I would love you to share what I'm working on with people and those that you think it will help. So definitely share my video, comment, and I love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And post a picture of a baby where you can see it. And remember that the God that created babies can be trusted. Love you. And isn't that funny? It's not going to close.